need to walk out of here.
Oh my God, all you care about is money. Oh my God, that's all you talk about. You obviously have a complexity issue.
I'm talking about style, and you have none.
Off of me.
You know what?
Take your hands off of me.
If there's one thing everyone knows, it's the fact that Coach Abby does not joke with her girls. She made them world stars and got them to be part of a music video. She might not be their actual mom, but these girls see her as a mother. The girls were in for another roller coaster of competition, and once again, they had to give it their all.
First, Mackenzie, can't sit on the couch and eat chips. You're not 6 and under, you're 7 and over. And I expected the same thing from you as Maddie did when she was 7. Next, Brooke, why are you on the bottom of this pyramid? You had a great season, but then you took a break. You didn't show up to class. Paige, same thing. You can't take a vacation. New rule, dancing year-round.
The girls had 1 week before the competition day, and they had no routine. They were starting from scratch, and they did not have all the time in the world. Even Coach Abby knew it was going to be a long short to get the girls ready in a week. But guess what? That's why she's Coach Abby.
Heads of the judges! Where's this hand?
Well, I think it's funny that it doesn't matter that, like, Chloe got the job in the video. She's still not good enough to be at the top of the pyramid.
Oh, please, mine are at the bottom.
I know.
This hand, ladies, left hand. Is it on the small of the back? Is it a baton twirler?
You can always count on their coach to bring the pressure. Back at Candy Apple's dance center, Cathay, another dance coach, was also prepping her dancers to start their competition season a little earlier than Coach Abby's group. The rivalry between these two groups has always been a big deal, and no one was willing to go easy.
Vivi went to study with Abby Lee. They did something that was kind of unique. It was a pyramid, and it was kind of a negative pyramid. And it was a big, huge dissension about who was always going to be at the top. Well, we're going to do a pyramid. There's going to be somebody that's at the top every time we go to compete. And that person is the person that will be having a solo at that said competition.
Well, may the best group win. Coach Abby was having an issue with one of the dance moms. She was pissed that the mom couldn't make it to her child's practice session when all the other moms were present. It was meant to be a simple conversation, but things went out of hand really fast. Take a look.
There once again.
You need to be here. I feel right now that I care more about Nia's success than you do.
No, well,
Your husband was here. He walked right in the door. Why didn't he stay?
Abby, if you...
My dad even took me to the mother-daughter talk about getting your period. My dad took me because my mother was at work.
Oh my God, she's talking about a period? What the hell does that have to do with anything? Oh, I want to kill myself.
You heard her. There's no room for mistakes. There was a new mom in the group, and she decided to have a chat with the dance moms and try to get to know them. For some reason, not all the moms were very welcoming, and the new mom could feel that. Was there something else they noticed?
I live locally.
But what made you, like, I mean, you've been driving for years, and this is close. Why didn't you come here before?
Honestly, I never heard great things about Abby. And I feel this tension between Christy and I would think she could be a little more welcoming. We always beat your studio when we went places.
Yeah.
You think?
Absolutely.
The new mom doesn't seem to be bothered by what they think of her. All she cares about is her daughter doing really well in the competition. During practice, Coach Abby yells at one of the girls, and she starts to cry. The moment her mom notices the situation, it turns into an all-out war. Look at how she reacted.
Brooke, she's leaving?
Yes.
She didn't try her costume on.
Well, she was supposed to be done at 6:30. We're over what time we were, like, rehearsal was, so.
And then Kelly goes, but your rehearsal's running late. Abby, you're wrong. You're the oldest one in the group. You're the role model, and I don't need 5 other kids crying. Yes?
The fights just don't end on this show. Anyway, the competition day is finally here, and Coach Abby is not letting the girls have any breathing space. One of the girls gets on stage and steals the hearts of everyone in the audience with her performance.
I'm watching Maddie dance, and she looks good. Her face is stunning. She really told the story with her face. There's this part where she does about stealing the scene, and she really did it well. She certainly was the star of the show.
The new girl in the group then goes on to perform her own solo routine, and Coach Abby is not impressed at all. She was nervous and made a few mistakes while she was doing her routine.
She was a good dancer, but no comparison to Maddie or Chloe.
Before I went on stage, I was hearing Abby's voice telling me all the corrections and all the changes. But I know I can do this.
As far as dancing competition goes, Coach Abby and her girls are never tired of being in one. Coach Abby wasn't so impressed with the Preview's performance at their last competition that she decided she was going to put more pressure on the girls so they could perform better at the next competition. Were the girls going to make Coach Abby proud?
Tahoe that just won a national championship. Obviously, cute still works in the Carolinas. Kendall, you did your solo, scared to death. That face was not an Abby Lee Miller face, that's for certain.
Well, Abby, that was her first time.
Shh, we don't get to talk. It's my turn. This weekend, we are headed to Columbus, Ohio. You know who lives in Ohio?
Candy apples!
Like I said, she was going to put more pressure on the girls. The girls had 3 days before their next competition, and they didn't have any time to waste. While the girls were practicing, the new mom had a conversation with the other moms about Coach Abby applying too much pressure on the girls.
Get up tall.
So what did you think of your first pyramid?
Yeah, you never know. I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't think she'd be on the bottom.
Yeah, but Jill, you're new. Like,
I know. I know, but I thought that was a lot of pressure on a little kid.
Kendall absolutely should be on the bottom of that pyramid. I think Kendall should take a permanent residency at the bottom of the pyramid. We've been dealing with this one for a long time.
Looks like it's going to take a while before she likes the new mom. Cathay, at her dance center, was grooming her dancers to go head-to-head with Coach Abby and her girls. She felt Coach Abby's girls stood no chance against her dance group and was determined to win the competition. Does she really stand a chance?
Our technique. Keep our toes pointed, straight knees, keep everything nice and tight. We're gonna get busy.
I haven't seen any of the dance moms since we came back from LA, and LA was really humiliating for me. But, you know, I had to brush myself off and get a game plan, and when the dance moms from Abby Lee Dance Center see us, they are gonna be blown away.
Yeah, see, that's beautiful.
Oh, trust me, the war between Coach Abby and Cathay is going to be a crazy one on the competition day. Coach Abby wasn't slacking off at her dance studio. She had her girls working by the minute to perfect their dance routines. Just like Cathay, she was determined to win the competition.
5, 6, 7, 8. Play when you land. Turn out. Turn out.
I'm gonna go in and give my kids their props. And then,
Oh, do you have the hat?
yes. And I'm just gonna say, they can run.
They're
them
lining
now.
up, Cal.
Maddie, no more stupid mistakes up there. What are you doing?
Are they running solos? Yeah. I'm gonna put these props in here.
Jeez, the fight never ends with these two. They always have something to argue about. Coach Abby brought in the costumes the girls were to use for their competition. While she thought the costumes were lovely, the moms had a totally different view of the costume. Here's what they had to say.
Ew, are those our costumes?
Not my favorite.
Wait till we put the snoot on.
Ugly. That's not very Katy Perry. And then we're gonna wear a snood and a rat.
Abby wants us to go and make applesauce out of the candy apples, but here we are with an ugly costume, rats and snoods, and we're doing 40s moves.
You think she'll be rude to me?
Yes.
One thing is for sure, Coach Abby and the moms do not like Cathay one bit. Well, competition day is here. Cathay had plans for the moms. While they were settling in their hotel, Cathay invited the dance moms to spend some time with her and her group. She aimed to try to win the moms over to her side and leave Coach Abby hanging.
You need to see the way my studio travels. It's first class all the way. Something Abby Lee doesn't know anything about.
Have you guys missed me?
We don't talk that much about you. I'm sorry.
I am actually excited to see Abby. I hate to say it. Do you think she's a good leader? She just wants our kids to be the best they can be. I just feel you guys would be so happy if you were someplace where you had a good leader.
Even the moms couldn't believe the move Cathay was trying to make. Just before the girls went up on stage, Coach Abby gave the girls a pep talk about how the competition was very important and that they had to beat their rival team. One would honestly think the beef was between Coach Abby and Cathay and not about the competition.
Tricks. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go with entertainment value. I'm gonna pull my bow and arrow out, and I am gonna be right on target. Ladies, think of everything I yelled at you about 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, yesterday. And go over that dance in your head. This is really important to me personally. It's really important to your moms.
Kendall's a competitor, but I'm not sure she fully understands what's at stake here.
Finally, the girls get everything ready and they walk up to the stage to show the judges what they've got. All eyes are on the girls. And trust me, Coach Abby can't wait to see how her girls take down Cathay's group of dancers. Would they be victorious?
I'm watching the Abby Lee dancers and all of the little apples. I was clearly represented. I love it.
I really think that their feet.
Now that was one beautiful performance. Let's see if Cathay's dance group actually stands a chance against Coach Abby and her girls. Cathay's group takes the stage and here's how their performance goes.
Totally look a lot older than our kids. They look 14, 15.
They were well trained. Their technique was beautiful. They were doing 5 and 6 turns together as a group. I am really concerned.
Wow! Even Coach Abby can't deny the fact that Cathy's dance group has some juice. But when it was time for the judges to pick their winner, Cathay was in for a big surprise. Trust me, she did not see it coming, and she was pissed.
27, Doc of the Bay. Second place, number 44, Bailey Espinola. Top three small group, number 43, Appleton.
In this episode, Coach Abby and her girls had a competition in New Jersey. There was no time to joke around, trust me. They had a lot of routines to work on, and Coach Abby, as usual, was going to work her girls down to their bones. Were they going to win this competition?
I want you to keep improving for the next 20 years, not for one competition. Do you understand? So you impress them, I want you to impress me.
Maddie really should have been on top of the pyramid this week because she won. I feel that Abby just wants to give other kids a chance on the pyramid. She had to, of course, make a little comment to Maddie, but I'm sure it had nothing to do with her dance skills.
In no time, Coach Abby got the girls working on their routines in the practice room. The new routine they were working on wasn't an easy one, and some of the girls were having a hard time getting a hold of the routine, but Coach Abby was not ready to give up on her girls.
It's kind of provocative, yet beautiful and wondrous, and it's all done very artistically. I want their costumes and the dancers to appear as if they're just being born.
She didn't really say what.
Oh my God, Brooks in fetal position!
Oh my gosh.
Electricity! Did you see that? Bring back electricity!
Out of the vagina.
It doesn't look like the moms are very comfortable with this new routine. Now, one of the girls in the group was not enjoying herself a lot. She felt Coach Abby was being too hard on her, and due to that reason, she was starting to doubt if she wanted to continue dancing at the studio.
And don't worry about missing football games and stuff. So, are you gonna try out? For what? For cheer? School cheer? I don't know. I know you like to dance, but it could be something new if you're over it. Totally. Dancing is hard because you have to go to rehearsal every single day.
Looks like she might end up changing her mind after all. 2 days before the competition, the girls are back to rehearsing as if their lives depend on it. While the girls run their routiness, Coach Abby notices that one of the girls is missing. When she discovers the reason behind her absences, Coach Abby loses it. Take a look.
You're letting a 13-year-old kid dictate my future and their future.
But I'm letting my 13-year-old dictate her future.
She knew when she was at the top of that pyramid, and this is where it's bad parenting, Kelly. She should have opened her mouth and said, Abby, let somebody else be at the top of the pyramid this week. That is a mature 13-year-old, not screwing everybody and stabbing them in the back.
Coach Abby sure didn't like the news she just got, and now everyone might have to suffer for it. The yelling doesn't just end there, trust me. When the other moms try to talk to Coach Abby about the decision she made, she goes out on all of them. Could this be the end of her dance group?
Paige were dismissed. They're dismissed. You will not be traveling this weekend.
Well, Melissa and I aren't going for a solo.
I do not want to go back to a competition that we won the nationals without my best foot forward.
We're trying to stand behind Brooke in her decision, and we
Well, I
want
think you're an ass.
Well, Coach Abby is definitely still upset, and she might stay that way for a while. While on their trip to New Jersey, one of the moms gets a phone call from Cathay, informing her that she will be going to the same competition Coach Abby and her girls are attending. Here's how it plays out.
Why is she calling you? That is so unethical.
Hi.
How often does she call her?
Melissa.
I was thinking maybe there would be a time to just get the girls together, maybe meet halfway somewhere.
Okay, sounds good.
Going on
I can't believe that Melissa is talking to her like that.
That's her friend's name.
Are you going to a competition?
We are. We're going to a competition.
Judging from Coach Abby's reaction, that's going to be a problem. Finally, they made it to the competition. Even though Coach Abby's girls are missing a dancer, they are determined to give it their all and win the competition. That was a beautiful performance. Looks like the girls might actually pull it off. The judges pick their winner, and of course, it comes from one of Coach Abby's girls. The moment Cathay realizes that, she gets into a brawl with Coach Abby and the moms backstage.
He's going to 321, bigger, is it better? It's Mackenzie from Abby Lee Dance. You excited?
Yeah. I felt great when they said that the winner.
So pipe down.
You need
Disco ball.
Kathy is just a rude, mean little woman. She's a nasty old bat.
By the way, Christy, Whoville called and they want your nose back.
Once again, the girls found themselves rehearsing for another competition. This time around, Coach Abby decided to go easy on them and apply little pressure so they didn't feel overwhelmed.
We have lots of work to do. Let's go. Boom. Stomach's tight. Strong arms. You're reaching for her, bro. Reach out there. Boom. This week's group number is called Take It. And it has to do with 4 little girls who are all dressed the same. And they're watching this other little girl. She's dressed in her own color. She's happy. And of course, they want to be like her.
As you would expect, the moms are already arguing about who is going to be at the top of the pyramid and who is not. They felt the new mom in the group was being too forward, and she needed to slow it down with the way she was pushing her daughter forward.
I don't want my daughter or myself to step on anybody's toes, but Kendall deserves to be a part of this team. Abby invited us to Pyramid. Here we are. These moms need to deal with it.
You are one lucky little girl. You get to be rehearsing with these people who have won week after week after week. Every one of those bad habits.
It doesn't matter what the dance moms think. Coach Abby wants the new girl to be in the lead. Coach Abby proceeds to explain to her girls that the routine they are about to practice isn't going to be an easy one, and they have to give it their all so the judges would get the message the dance is meant to pass across.
This is a very deep number, and it's going to be difficult to get across to the judges in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So, Maddie is the one that I've chosen to do her own choreography. You come out, you're a free spirit, you have all the privileges, you're allowed to do anything.
It looks like this dance mom just can't help herself. She always finds problems with every decision Coach Abby makes. The crazy thing is, she didn't just stop there. She went upstairs and got into another argument with another dance mom, all because her daughter was Coach Abby's favorite.
She's always talking about how different he is and her hair and all of this. And here's a prime opportunity. She could capitalize on Nia being different since that's a featured part of the dance.
The storyline is that Maddie's above us and we're trying to bring her back to be like us.
Kelly and Christy are reading way too much into this group dance. It's like they are always looking for something to argue about all the time.
Talk about an individual being problematic. This woman fits the description perfectly. Being very upset, the dance mom decides to leave the studio with her daughter. Coach Abby then tells the team leader to pick up the phone and call her dance mate, and this happens.
Like, you think you're 1 step ahead, she's 4 steps ahead of you.
Do not underestimate Melissa. Come here. You're down a dancer, so I want you to go out, get your cell phone, call Maddie, and tell her to get her butt in here. right.
Even though the group is down by a dancer, Coach Abby continues to teach the girls their routine. While the kids practice, the angry dance mom decides to drop off her kids but refuses to come into the studio.
Remember, you guys are all as one. You think alike, you stand alike, you act alike. Reach in, go. 3 and 4. And no, you're on the outside. Then you, then Maddie, then, here we go. Maddie is the center of the group choreography.
Amidst all the drama, Coach Abby gets a phone call from her friend informing her that her rival, Cathay, and her dance group will be attending the same competition with her girls, and that just pisses her off.
So lo and behold, I find out that Kathy and her Rotten Apples are going to be joining us this weekend. Kathy has entered a routine in each one of our categories. She's obviously out for revenge. Justice is in.
Well, that definitely complicates things for Coach Abby and her group. With all the anger in her, Coach Abby gets into an argument with one of the Mons, and trust me, it's not a nice one.
You girls go ahead and get ready. I want to talk to you for a second. Melissa waltzes into the studio like nothing happened yesterday. At the very least, I think that woman owes me an explanation. I need to know, where were you yesterday and why the girls weren't here?
I was not here. I don't have to be here. I know Abby's upset, but I don't need to be here when my kids are dancing, and I'm just sick of being bullied by the moms. My kids take care of themselves, and they're here on time.